The 4Runner is nose up in the air because my brother and I decided to do a shakedown test on the ARB air locker that I installed on my 4Runner. Here's how the day began. We loaded up the 4Runner and headed to some trails that we thought would be good for testing the air locker. Now the 4Runner does come with a traction control system including A-TRAC, multi-terrain select, and crawl control. And these are all decent systems. They do have some limitations. For example, A-TRAC will only work in four-wheel low. It's designed to work at speeds below 5 miles an hour. It's a system that applies brakes to simulate traction across an open differential, so you don't want to apply a brake at higher speeds. An air locker does not have these limitations, and I had my differential open anyways because I was regearing, so I decided to go ahead with an air locker on the front. Now my brother and I drive up into the trail system and we quickly get into that classic cross-axle situation that every overlander or off-roader knows. Now video always makes everything look flat, but I'm on a slight uphill in four-wheel drive and one tire on each axle barely has contact with the ground. And as you can see, it's that classic situation where the tires diagonally across from each other have no traction and just spin. Now it doesn't take very many foot-pounds of torque to spin a wheel with no resistance, and because it's on an open differential, the wheels indicated by the yellow arrows cannot deliver more foot-pounds of torque than the wheels that are spinning freely. This is all explained in a video much better than I can, and I'll share the link to that video in the description below. Anyway, so we then engage the locker and away we go without any problem. We then spend the rest of the day just looking for fun things to do and other challenges to use the lockers on. The vehicle comes with a factory installed e-locker on the back, and as I said, it's an ARB air locker on front. Now if you're thinking of putting a locker on your vehicle, there's a lot of information online, and actually there's a lot of controversy about whether or not you should first put a rear locker on or a front locker. Some of the arguments in favor of a rear locker include that the weight of the vehicle is often at the rear, either because of cargo or because you're going uphill. You don't have to switch a rear locker off when you're turning like you do with a front locker, and that a rear locker will help prevent the vehicle from sliding sideways when you're going downhill. Other people prefer putting on a front locker first. The thought process there is that, especially if you have independent front suspension, that the front will have less flex and less down travel, so you'll get more wheel spin. The rear, on the other hand, will have more weight and more flex, so you'll have more traction at the rear to begin with. There's really no one right answer that fits all situations. It depends on the type of driving you like to do. It depends on the types of obstacles that you expect to encounter. It depends on whether or not you have independent front suspension. It depends on the four-wheel drive system that your vehicle has. Do you have full-time four-wheel drive or one of the new sophisticated traction control systems? So it's really a personal choice based on a lot of different factors. I'll link a couple of videos that discuss all these different issues. And this brings us back to where we opened the video with the climb up to this rock. I probably don't have to explain this, but if you're like me, if you have a brother or a good friend and you go out to do something like this, you're just lucky that you get back without having rolled the vehicle. We do plan on returning, hopefully soon. There's a whole cluster of trails in that area, and we really only had time to explore one of them. We will be on pavement soon and air up. Time to air up. We keep our air connect right here on the bumper. Makes it easy. Quick connect in right there, and we've got air. I got the front tires and my brother got the back tires. And here's my brother getting those back tires. He's an experienced off-roader. He had a Rubicon for a while, and now he's working on a new build with a friend. As we were airing up, we ended up finding this chunk of wood jammed in between the tire and the wheel. I got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Look.
Wow, it's actually pretty big.
We brought plenty of recovery gear, but fortunately didn't have to use anything. Most important, Gatorade. It's all good fun, guys. Thanks for watching.